There.
All right, if everybody's ready, we'll have Coach Kelsey start us off with an opening statement.
Really cool day getting to honor the 2005 team. Jody Demling, who was interviewing me for the radio, was telling me about the ceremony, and because I was really interested as to how it went, and he was explaining to me how the crowd responded to obviously the honoring, the introduction of all the players that were there, and he said it was electric, and then how cool was it when they introduced Coach Pitino and the ovation that he got, which is awesome. And, I was able to watch the video right before the game. And it was when he talked about the fan base, you could almost feel and hear in his voice him getting a little bit emotional, just how much he loves the city of Louisville, how much he loves our fan base, and obviously how much he loved that 2005 team. It was really ironic that we were honoring that team today because, as I told you guys in the press conference 2 days ago, that in reading about that team and finding more about it, because I wasn't here obviously, the hallmark of that team was their togetherness, their camaraderie, their grit, their toughness. And I think Coach Pitino said it's at the time it was like the toughest team he ever coached, which is amazing because all of his teams are unbelievably tough. And just how gritty they were. And I think tonight's win mirrored that. And I think this team mirrors the qualities of that 2005 team a lot because, when I read it, they didn't have 1 million 5-stars and all those things. It was just a bunch of tough, gritty dudes that fought and competed. And that's what this team, the 2025 edition of the Louisville Cardinals, is all about. Chucky obviously going down. We were a little bit shorthanded. And then James goes down, 4 or 5 minutes into the game. But the next man up mentality was on full display. Guys stepped up, raised the level of their game, made contributions in different areas maybe that they don't normally do, guarded positions that maybe they don't normally do. I'm as proud of our team tonight as I've been all year long because they were just resilient and gritty and tough and found a way.
Questions for Coach Kelsey? Raise your hand, we'll get you a microphone. Start with Brooks in the front.
Yeah, Pat, I've seen videos of you, from your time at Charleston, going up in the stands with fans after games. I don't think you've done that yet here up until today. What pushed you to do that after shaking hands with the coach in Miami?
Well, it was time because we say never delay gratitude, and I've delayed gratitude a little bit too much. They've been awesome. The crowd today was phenomenal. I think the ceremony and the 2005 team and Coach Pitino's video energized the arena, and the Yum, I think, was even more electric in the second half. And the student body is the heart and soul of a basketball program. I say all the time, it's not my program, it's not our players' program. Great college basketball programs when the student body has ownership of the program, and they were a factor today. They've been coming with big numbers. They've been loud. They're not just sitting there enjoying the game on their phone. I mean, they are making a difference, and they deserve to be thanked. But the biggest reason was, and maybe I've just gotten excuses, too busy with things and all this stuff. My mom was at my house the other day, and we were celebrating my daughter's 16th birthday. And my mom said, "Why haven't you got up and thanked the students like you used to? You need to do that." Yes, ma'am. My mom makes a request, it stinking happens. So they deserved it, and they've been awesome. We need them down the stretch in so many of these big games. But to answer your question in a more succinct way, it's because Mom said so.
Pat, how do you kind of prepare for the juggling of the injury situation and specifically with using Terrence as point guard full time today for full 40 minutes? What kind of led to that decision? What did you see in him that?
Well, I call it the advantage of no choice. We had no choice. If we were a pitching staff at the point guard position, it would be Terrence and then pray for rain. He accepted that challenge. He played 40 minutes. He never came out of the game. and he was sensational. I mean, what do you have? 27 points, 10 rebounds. I'm sorry, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. He was awesome. Rain played 1,000,000 minutes, was really good for us. Javon played 1,000,000 minutes, but it's those other guys that really stepped up. I challenged Kadir, I challenged Kanai, I challenged Noah in different parts of that game because we needed them. There was nobody else, and we needed them to step up, whether it's carry out their responsibility defensively, and those guys responded. Every time I challenged them, they answered the call. And if you look at their line, obviously they contributed from a number standpoint, but it's just the grit and toughness that they played with.
Eric.
I guess it's easy to take stuff for granted when it keeps happening, but this team is really good. It feels like gets down to 7, gets down to 6-5, they come up with an answer, make a big shot, make a big deflection, get a steal. It's great when teams do that, but what's in this team that makes them particularly good at it?
I just think it's the makeup of our players. Their competitive character, they're gamers, they're winners. I just think you find out what you are. I don't know who said it, but Coach Prosser used to say it to us all the time. You find out really what's inside when you squeeze the orange, and we get squeezed, and there's juice in there, man. Those guys, they're winners.
Coach, if you could just kind of talk about the offensive execution for this game, because, with Chucky being down, was it more hands-on? There were some nice wrinkles you had there with Rain. There was some quick pick and pops when number 1 came out and switched on to Terrence. So just kind of talk about that. Did you have to do more of the possession-by-possession making calls?
Yeah, we didn't go in with being intentional about saying we're going to have to run more sets than we normally do. It was probably about the same amount, but you saw some of those concepts that we worked on, and guys were able to take advantage of and generate some shots out of some of those things. But we didn't say, hey, Chucky's out and we're going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust and huddle up every time and run 9 million sets. We're going to be us. We're going to get stops. We never said we're going to slow it down. Terrence played 40 minutes. Our guys are as well conditioned as anybody in the country. I tell you all the time, it's because our strength and conditioning coach is the best in the country. And in moments like this, when your rotation's really short, guys got to step up. That's why we work so hard from June 5th till now in the weight room.
I was wondering just how close maybe Chucky was, to being cleared to play today, and then do you have any update on his status moving forward?
You said how close he was to being able to play today? I mean, it's in or out, so I don't know if it's how close. It's either you can go or you can't go, and, he wanted to play so bad. I mean, he's the ultimate competitor. Katie Kresnick, who's our director of sports medicine, our trainer, as you guys know, she came with us from Charleston. I mean, she was non-negotiable. I got to have Katie. I got to have Eli. Now, I didn't have a lot of leverage in the negotiation, so Josh could have said no, but I had to have him, and she did an unbelievable job. I mean, Chucky was getting treatment around the clock, and it was kind of a decision after shoot around that we just didn't think it was the smart play, and we're hoping he'll be ready for Wednesday. I got no further update.
Yeah, have you heard anything on James?
Yeah, James. I mean, I don't have a lot of updates right now. He's been at the dentist. I don't know. He's probably not still there, but, he is obviously teeth knocked out and has some facial injuries and stuff. So I don't know anything. I mean, I'm probably talking out of turn because I don't know. I just know he's at the dentist, or he's been there for a long time. So we'll know more, and we'll give you guys an update.
Pat, right here's back. You talked about Kanai's maturity a lot this year as a freshman. Where have you seen him from first out?
Yeah, Kanai was big for us tonight. Gave us great minutes, both ends. And I say all the time, he's very conscientious. He studies the game. He studies our system. He wants to please so bad. He wants to do the right thing, and he's just on this team with all these older veteran guys, and he's the only freshman. So, and just keeps working. He's getting better and better. Plays really hard. Empties the tank on every single possession, and just really cares about his teammates and cares about his development. He works really hard.
Anything else for Coach Kelsey?
Hey, Coach. Rain had about 16 threes taken tonight, made 6 of them. Does he ever not have the green light from you to shoot the ball?
Does he ever not have his light is neon. Name a color of green that's greener than green, and he's got it.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks.
Terry.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Good to see you again.
It's good
buddy.
seeing
I'm
you.
so glad it's going so